So please may I come in?
Please come.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sirs. Good afternoon, sirs.
आपने वोट मांग लिया सबसे?
Pardon, sir?
वोट मांग लिया सबसे?
No, sir.
Okay, please.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, so TUSHAR GIRI,
Sir,
right? TUSHAR GIRI reminds me, GIRI reminds me of a lot of Mahants with the name of GIRI. Do you come from that lineage, or
no, sir.
you don't claim such hallowed lineage?
No, sir, I do not come from that.
All right. Will you please tell us something about yourself?
So I am from Meerut, Uttar Pradesh, and I have done my schooling from Kendriya Vidyalaya, Meerut itself. And thereafter, I went on to pursue my BTech in civil engineering from NIT Patna. Then I did job in L&T construction, and few of my hobbies are reading autobiographies, listening to retro Hindi songs.
Okay, and no sports, nothing.
I have played sports during my school days, but then after I lost the touch with that.
All right. So work, work, and work. After that, work, work, and work. After school, only academics and work,
No, so I used to play, but not at the professional level.
not at the profession.
Yes, sir.
What was the subject in the optional subject?
So philosophy.
Philosophy. All right. Okay. This is, I believe, you left your job with Larsen and Toubro
Yes, sir.
in 2018,
Yes, sir.
and you have been taking all these exams since then. So, what has been your progress so far? This is first interview.
So this will be my second interview.
When was the first?
So in 2023.
Okay, last
year.
last interview. And how much did you score in the interview?
160.
160. And by how much margin did you miss getting into the cut line?
So 19 marks.
19.
19.
19. And how do you think your mains has been this year?
So I'm hoping that that would be much better than last year. Last year also I had performed well, but due to some margin I was not in the final list.
Okay. So 160 you made. All right. Okay. Uttar Pradesh. Some people refer to it as Ulta Pradesh. Why do they use such derogatory term for this state?
So it was the notion in the 1980s, 90s when there used to be law and order problem, and people were most of the time indulged in the communalism and regionalism activities. But now it is not the case. The law and order problem has been reduced, has been improving, and more investments are coming in Uttar Pradesh. So the notion of Uttar Pradesh is no longer relevant according to me.
But tell me, the data doesn't support it. The UP is one of the just one of the states, a larger states, right? But more than 50% crime against women in a year is reported from UP. So where is the improvement? Two, you said there was communal riots or whatever. Two, it is alleged that the bulldozer culture or bulldozer administration is targeting only a one particular community. How do you resolve this issue?
So the very first point that the crime against women is there in the Uttar Pradesh, I agree to that data, but more and more women police stations are coming up, and more and more women are coming to report the cases. Earlier, the awareness regarding the law was not there, but nowadays, because of the awareness, the more cases are coming up, and that is why the data is on the rise, and the government is taking the steps to reduce the crime against women. And secondly, sir, regarding the bulldozer justice that is being in news since past 4 to 5 years, it is totally under the rule of law. Even the Supreme Court had upheld that it is not beyond the rule of law. Due to the encroachment illegally in the state, the government and the administration is taking the steps to reduce that.
Okay. Have you heard of the Silk era tunnel collapse?
Yes, sir.
So, as a civil engineer, what is your take on it? is what could be the reasons? List at least 3 reasons for that.
So the first reason is that the detailed project report that was being made before the construction started, they have not taken the entire technical shear analysis of that area, because the point from where the tunnel got collapsed, the shear strength was very low on that particular area. Secondly, sir, when the construction activity is going on, uh, there were signs that this particular area is a bit weaker, but no action was taken on that front. And sir, I'm able to think only 2 points.
But haven't you, as an engineer, haven't you heard of geological surprises in tunneling? So was this not just a geological surprise? Or it was a failure of proper reporting and detailed DPR preparation?
So the area before as well, it was not the strongest area from where the tunnel can be digged in. So it was mainly the fault of the project report. It was not included in that. And many geologists and the expert of that particular area are saying the same thing.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Morning, Tushar. It's afternoon, actually. Good afternoon, Tushar.
Afternoon, sir.
You come from city Meerut.
Yes, sir.
Now, Meerut has been in news last year, even in this year. What is the reason why this Meerut hasn't been news?
So last year, our Honorable Prime Minister, he had basically laid foundation stone for a sports university in Meerut. So this is one reason that the Meerut was in news.
But there's a major infrastructure project which is coming. Are you aware of that?
Yes, sir, the Delhi Meerut RRTS.
Yes. And what has been the progress, and has this already commenced?
So the entire rapid regional transit system, it is of 82 kilometers. Only the 17-kilometer route has been inaugurated by Honorable Prime Minister, and it's between Ghaziabad and Sahibabad to Duhai. And the area beyond Duhai till Meerut, it is yet to be inaugurated, but the construction is in progress.
How do you see this? You think this is economically a viable project, and you could have that kind of passengers intake on this project?
So the project mainly was implemented to reduce the travel time between Delhi and Meerut, and especially to decongest the Delhi area, because Meerut in the coming years would act as a counter magnet. So to facilitate the movement from various other peripheral areas to Meerut, that is being done.
You know, the question I put was that you have parallelly expressway, wherein the distance between Delhi and Meerut by road, it's practically about 50 to 1 hour. Apparently, you have this kind of a rapid rail, so that's where my question was. So would that justify that kind of intake and economic viability?
So in my opinion, it is economically viable, because in the Delhi Meerut Expressway, the two-wheelers are not allowed. And most of the...
Okay, I take it. What is Meerut famous for in terms of some products?
So the one district, one product in Meerut is sports good. It is often known as Sports City of India. Other than that, the sweet cuisine, Revdi Gazak, it is famous for Meerut. And the Caesars, they are also very famous in Meerut.
Cutting on the pockets?
No, sir.
All right. Last question coming on to you. You said you are a student of philosophy. You took philosophy as your subject. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Now, philosophy, have you heard of a concept of philosophy called existentialism?
Yes, sir.
Now, can you just throw light on that?
So the main propounder of existentialism is Jean Paul Sartre. He made a famous statement that existence precedes essence. That first we exist and then we define ourselves. Whatever outcome we are getting, that is our responsibility. We are responsible for our own actions. So that is basically existentialism.
And what was the name of the book which he had written?
Sorry, sir, I'm not able to
Did you
recall.
read Jean Paul Sartre?
Yes, sir.
Through notes.
Yeah.
Through notes.
Yes, sir. I have not read the exact book of Jean Paul Sartre.
But is that still contemporary as in today's environment?
Yes, the philosophy given by John Paul Sartre is still relevant because nowadays we are getting away from the responsibility. We are basically putting the consequences of our action into some else's pocket. That someone else is responsible, some divine happening was there, that is why I am not able to do such thing. So such kind of thinking is still relevant. Therefore, we need to get away from this thinking and we need to get responsibility. We need to be accountable towards ourselves.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Next one.
Tushar, your hobbies include reading autobiographies.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell us the latest which you have read?
So the latest that I had completed was I Too Had a Dream by Verghese Kurian.
What are you takeaways from that book?
So the very first takeaway that the power of hope, that Verghese Kurian sir had a hope and a dream that he's going to change the cooperative scenario in our country. Secondly, the power in women. He emphasized to give more responsibility towards the women in the society. And third, the power of education. He had studied from USA but came back to India and utilized the education to transform the milk industry in India.
Do you think if you are given an opportunity of being posted in Meerut itself as a collector, you will be able to implement some of these takeaways in your city, and how?
So Meerut has the large milk market. So what I can do as a district collector in Meerut, I can first of all take the details how many cooperatives are existing in the dairy sector, and then accordingly I will be taking the detail of what is the sex ratio, how many women are employed in that. Then accordingly I will make a plan to give more responsibility to the women and also to the cooperative society.
Are you aware of any scheme by the central government which would help in this endeavor?
So I'm not able to recall the exact name, but if you may allow to take an attempt.
Yeah, please.
So there is one scheme, Dairy and Animal Husbandry Infrastructure Development Scheme. So in that there is a corpus of around 500 crore, which will help in the financial domain of the cooperatives.
You might have heard about SHGs also.
Yes, sir.
Would that help in this?
So self-help groups basically are different from cooperatives in my limited knowledge. They basically come together as a group to help each other financially and to make some specialized product.
How is it different from cooperatives?
Sorry, sir, I'm not able to think it as of now.
As for your games, you have played under 14 cricket.
Yes, sir.
What do you feel is the IPL? Is it affecting adversely on the other sports or not?
So surely IPL was one of the reasons that cricket had gained a bit more popularity than other sports. But nowadays there are other sports also which are on the same path, like Pro Kabaddi League we have Indian Super League in football. So I would say that IPL has become a role model for other sports to grow in India.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Tushar,
Sir.
you come from which city?
Sir, Meerut.
Meerut.
Sir.
How do you spell the name?
Sir, MEERUT.
Why do we do this? There are so many things being changed. Why don't we change the name of this city itself? At least the spelling.
Sir, there are no discussion on this particular thing. But if the people demand such thing, then the government will surely go into that domain.
Okay, I'll make a statement. Forget about philosophy, what you have read. Just listen to my statement and respond. I will say that the essence of Indian philosophy is based on meditative practices, looking inward, trying to find yourself. Do you agree with this?
So to some extent, I would agree to the statement that you have
And
made.
to what extent you don't agree?
So there are philosophical schools in Indian system which do not practice this particular meditative and inner exploration thing.
That's what I said. I do not want to go into what philosophy books say. The essence of Indian philosophy, the essence of Indian culture, the essence of everything that we read in Vedas, Puranas, and whatever, is that you look inside, God is inside you, you don't need to go outside, and just be inside to learn about the essence of the whole world. I mean, the universe will come to you in your inner gauge or whatever. Everything is there. Do you agree with this or not?
Sir, yes, that Indian philosophical system is based on this. I will agree.
Okay, so if that is the case, then why do we have so many branches of Indian philosophy? Nirguna, Saguna, I don't know, Sankhya. There are 6 branches of Indian philosophy in the books. Do we need this?
So the reason for the multiple branches in Indian philosophy, everyone has given that we have to look inward, but the methodology differs from one branch to the other branch. And as far as the Nirguna and Saguna branch is concerned, because the exploitative practices that used to happen in the later Vedic period and even after that, so to reverse that particular exploitative practices, the Nirguna branch came up, that you don't have to worship any particular idol, sculpture, God is within us, but people have interpreted the Sagun branch in a bit different way. That is why the different branches came up in Indian philosophy.
All right. As a diplomat, you have chosen IFS as your third choice. You are posted abroad, and some foreign diplomat or somebody asks you about explaining Indian philosophy. Will you go into this Sankhya and this and that? What will you tell him? What is Indian philosophy?
So again, as you have said, that we should look inward and we should first try to introspect ourselves. We should first try to know our nature.
That is at the center of Indian philosophy. Yes. You don't go into Sankhya and Nirguna and Sagun. All right? Okay, as an Indian diplomat, oh, I lost my chain of thinking. Tell me, you have done civil engineering.
Yes, sir.
And you have worked for L&T. When L&T makes a project, what are the main concerns of that project?
So may I take some time to think upon it? So first of all, the L&T looks at whether we have the expertise in whatever we are going to implement.
Okay.
Second of all, we have to look at the cost.
No. You are getting into a wrong direction. Project is made. You have been given a project to make a big bridge or something. When the project is complete, what do you look for in that project?
So we look for the quality that we had promised, whether we have been able to provide the quality product.
Okay.
And we then do the testing.
No.
Like for
what I am looking for and how I think should this question be answered is that first thing, you look for the safety of people. Has the project been safe for the people?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
And the second, is it sustainable over a number of years? How many years can it sustain?
Right, sir.
Do you get my point? All right. And the last question, which retro song is your most favorite?
So there is this movie called Anadi.
Okay.
The song is किसी की मुस्कुराहटों पे हो निसार,
Okay.
किसी का दर्द ले सके तो ले
Okay.
उधार.
So is the retro form better or the original form better?
So what I meant by the retro is the old Hindi songs.
The word is wrong. When you say retro, means it has been refurbished into a new kind of. If somebody asks in the real interview, you must clarify this. That's what you meant is the older songs, old Hindi Bollywood songs rather than retro songs. Because retro songs I don't like at all. Okay? All right.
Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, Tushar.
Good afternoon, sir.
How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling good, sir.
Okay, you have won third prize in singing competition at College Cultural Fest.
Yes, sir.
And I think you were just so ready to sing a song. What was the song you sang over here in third prize in your
So
college?
I sang a song on friendship.
What was that song?
Yaro dosti badi hi hasi hai. Yeah.
And which song you prepared for today?
So I prepared a song of movie Hakikat, a patriotic song,
Why you were assuming the board will ask you to sing?
because this is mentioned in my detailed application form.
You haven't mentioned about singing. You have just mentioned
But I have-
listening.
Yes, sir. But I mentioned that I have won a prize. That is why I was.
Okay. Interesting. You are also interested in reading autobiographies. Which autobiography inspires you the most?
So the autobiography, the memoir of Annie Frank, A Diary of a Young Girl, that inspires me the most.
Okay. Tushar, do you think autobiographies are a relevant, reliable, and an authentic source of information?
So in my limited knowledge, they are the reliable source of information because they have been written by the personality whose book we are going to read. So that's the perspective of that individual only. It's another matter that whatever he or she is writing, whether it is 100% true or there are some here and there they have deviated from the actual truth. But for me, they are the reliable source of information.
Okay. Let's say Adolf Hitler writes the autobiography apart from the Mein Kampf, which was written in the middle, when he has done everything. And he is justifying all the stuff he has done. So you will be agreeing to that positive aspect of it.
But so we have to analyze the things from multiple perspectives. Whatever the individual is saying, that is his or her perspective. But we need to consider the other factors. What was the impact of the action taken by that individual? So we have to analyze that aspect as well.
Okay. And your optional, Tushar, is philosophy.
So,
Can you tell me what is philosophy?
so philosophy, if we go by the dictionary definition, it is composed of two words, philos plus sophia, that is love for wisdom. And it is a branch which is based on reasoning logic. And if we do the Hindi analysis of philosophy, that is darshan shastra.
Tushar, who is the philosopher?
Philosopher is the one individual who thinks on the basis of logic, on the basis of reasoning.
Okay, can we call all religious preachers in India or anywhere in the world philosophers? Can we call them?
So we need to see whatever they are preaching, there has to be some basis for that. Then only we can call them philosopher.
I just want to know the criteria to become that, to be called as a philosopher.
So for a philosopher, in my limited knowledge, if some individual needs to be called as a philosopher, we need to see whatever he or she is writing, whether there is any logic, reasoning, whether that particular thing has relevance or not. So these are the criteria which I am able to think as of now.
Okay, who do you think is the most recent, latest philosopher we can see in India today?
So in the modern time or the recent?
In the recent times.
So recent time I'm aware about Amartya Sen.
About this. And why will you call him a philosopher?
Because he has given certain theories which are based on logic, which are based on the reason, the theory of justice he has given. So that is why we can call him a philosopher.
Okay, Tushar.
Thank you, sir.
I will pass
Okay. So, Tushar,
Sir,
we are done with your formal interaction.
thank you, sir.
And how do you think it went?
I could have answered some basic questions like civil engineering, and also I should have brushed more upon the autobiographies part. And so apart from it, you are the better judge.
Okay. Why are you sitting like this with your hands on your thighs? You're much better now.
Okay,
Throughout the interview, you were much better.
Okay.
After the interview, you brought your hands on your thighs. Why?
So just no reason for that, because
Or
it got too sweaty
or
actually.
YouTube.
Sorry, sir.
YouTube learning to keep
No,
your
sir.
hands
No,
on
sir.
them.
No, sir. They
You're
just
much
got
better like
sweaty.
this.
They just got sweaty too.
So, okay. So, you are under stress.
A bit.
Stress, what caused you the stress?
The cold, basically. I was traveling actually from Meerut.
Uh-huh.
The last night I got a bit cold,
Okay.
so that is why. And the temperature also, it's quite low today.
Okay. So, that should cause any sweating.
Yes, so the temperature over here is
Climate should not cause any sweating.
sir,
None of us is sweating.
over here. The temperature is bit warm from outside.
Okay. All right. Okay. Now, this is your, as you mentioned, second interview.
Sir.
And you missed by a very narrow margin of 19. So let's hope this time you will cover that up. Well, Tushar, there are a few things. When is your interview?
So it is not yet scheduled.
Okay, so it's at least a month away.
Yes, at least.
Okay, at a month away. Right. So since you have already done one interview,
Sir.
one thing you must remember that we are not judging your knowledge.
Sir.
It is assessment of your personality,
Sir.
how you conduct yourself,
Sir.
how you approach a subject,
Sir.
how much you apply it on the ground,
Sir.
and how well you argue your case. Whether you are reasonable, your views are reasonable, you don't go to the extremes, and you are very cogent in your thinking, present it nicely in a dignified manner,
Sir.
and there is honesty in whatever you say.
Sir.
The integrity part,
Sir.
that comes in your verbal and non-verbal communications. And one thing I noticed was that whenever you were needed, or you had questions for which you didn't have a ready answer, you seem to go into your cocoon. You slightly withdraw yourself, and the pleasant disposition disappeared. You became worrisome, you became a bit withdrawn,
Sir.
right? Questions will come from three streams: your DAF, your subject, your optional, and the general basket of current affairs.
Sir.
So you are not supposed to do everything. In 30 minutes or 35 minutes interaction, if there are 2-3 questions
Sir.
you are not able to answer, heavens are not going to fall.
Okay, sir. I will take care of it.
Remember that, and don't be worried about that. It's better to express your inability to answer than to hazard a wrong guess.
Okay, sir.
And then don't be weighed down by that not being able to answer that particular question. Don't be weighed down. Carry on with your interview with full confidence.
Sure, sir.
Right? You have cracked the exam twice.
Sir.
You are one of the chosen few in the millions.
Sir.
So you should carry that confidence. And I noticed that you twice or thrice you said, in my limited knowledge.
Yes, sir.
It is very academy trained response.
Okay, sir. I will
Avoid it.
Sure, sir. Sure.
You can always use a substitute for this limited knowledge, so far as I know, or whatever,
Okay,
as per my information.
Sure, sir.
There are better options than just the academy tutored answers, right?
Right, sir.
And I think since you are a month away, you are tall, but you have a pleasant personality, perfect get up.
Sir.
For the a bit of exercising will do you a world of good,
Yes, sir.
right? That's what comes to my mind. And yeah, one thing, yes, what we are looking at is he had a brilliant question that posed to you. He asked you, Varghese Kurian, if you were to replicate in merit, what will you do? And you said कि मैं दूध बेचूंगा. मेरिट्स में दूध क्यों बेचोगे? गचक और पट्टी क्यों नहीं बेचोगे भाई? तिल पट्टी.
Right, sir.
You should have said कि मेरा स्ट्रेंथ मेरिट का ये है, तो मैं उसका कोऑपरेटिव बनाऊंगा. हर घर से तिल पट्टी बनकर आए. It will boost the economy. It will empower the women.
Right, sir.
And SHG is a form of that only.
Yeah.
Micro cooperatives.
Right? At a micro level, the SHG, at the larger level, more organized level, is cooperative.
Right, sir.
Right? So keep your mind open.
Sure, sir.
It's not milk always.
Sure, sir.
Okay? This is what came to my mind. Any members, please.
Thank you, sir.
He has already covered, but I just want to highlight. But before that, I'll like to know. Last time you had taken interviews. Before that interview also you had some mock interviews.
Yes, I had given 4 mocks last year.
And this time is this about your first one?
The first today, this is the first.
So I mean, we do not have much to say, you know almost everything. But I'll only highlight one single point which he has mentioned.
Sir.
Cheer up. You have a pleasant personality, display it to people. And smile a little bit. As he said, not knowing any question does not make you crestfallen. Move on with a smile. Say that I do not know, sir, at this moment.
Okay, sir.
And move on with a smile. Alright?
Sure,
I
sir.
wish you all the best.
Thank you, sir.
All the best.
You have any questions?
So last year, a board panel member asked me that tell us 2 government policies that you would like to remove from the current scheme. So, sir, I just happened to tell them 2 policies. I think I should have just told them that we should look at the implementation part rather than removing the policies.
No, but you can always say that 2 policies can be removed.
Okay, so
Which policies you mentioned?
So one was the SATAT, sustainable and affordable transportation, because of the lack of implementation. Because that was not being implemented. Even it was launched in 2019. And the other one was this compressible biogas, because it was not being implemented.
No, then you see, the policy was not bad.
Right, sir.
A sustainable, if as a civil engineer you say sustainable transportation policy should be withdrawn, well, you are not doing justice to your education and later your profession. The country needs it.
So that was a blunder I made, and then after that, that was a question from second member itself. Then my interview just went down, sir.
No, never feel that. You know, if you are not able to answer,
Sir.
you answer that these should not be done, because why make policies if we have no wherewithal to implement it?
Right, sir.
Now, when you say, you are saying the policies are fine, but why waste energy on creating policies for which we don't have the infrastructure to implement,
Right,
the
sir.
administrative infrastructure to implement? It would have been better, the response.
Sure, sir.
And it would have taken care of, because at the back of your mind was implementation to hona hi, to khak karenge iska.
Right, sir.
So you had a point. But as I said, look, hey, here is a civil engineer who says sustainable transportation is not required in the country. Well, look at it from my perspective.
Right, sir, I got it.
Right? And even if an answer is wrong, you have made one wrong reply, don't bother about it.
Okay, sir.
Your attitude, your demeanor, your pleasantness should continue for the entire.
And
Right, sir. Right.
one important aspect I forgot to mention
Sir.
that we judge is how you perform under pressure.
Sir.
So you committed a mistake,
Right, sir.
but can you swim back to the shore? That is important.
I will take care of it, sir.
So don't, as I said again, you are not supposed to know everything.
Sir.
1 or 2 wrongs should not impact you majorly in the interview
Sure, sir.
if you carry on with the gusto and with the confidence.
Okay, sir.
I'll measure it with another sentence that the chairman said. Now, if you get down after one wrong answer, you are taking this interview as a test of knowledge. It is not a test of knowledge. It is a test of your personality. Rest of the things he has already said.
And so
Any other?
one more question they've asked me that, what do you mean by bulldozer Baba? So I said them that a certain section of social media has given this name to our Honorable Chief Minister, Yogi Adityanath ji. So was it from my side, it was a decent response.
I think so.
No, but why do you think that this is a wrong answer? Because there is nothing like wrong. Any opinion, if it's being sought for,
It's opinion.
so it's just an opinion. All you need to is justify with a logic and reason.
I would make a recommendation to all youngsters. I don't know where has it crept into his Honorable Chief Minister. You say this is the term used for the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, Mr. Yogi Adityanath. Period. Why G to him?
Okay, sir.
We don't use. This is chapusi happens in the legislatures.
Actually,
We bureaucrats unnecessarily a high court
I
judge,
com-
honorable.
I
I
completely-
have never addressed any judge in my life as honorable. Why should I?
I will take care of it.
So honorable president has said it. Simple. You are supposed to say the president of India has said it. आजकल तो ये श्री लगाने लगे हैं नामों के ऊपर भी। ये श्री भी पहले नहीं लगता था। और आजकल लिखते हैं ना कि ये इसका इनॉग्रेशन माननीय प्रधानमंत्री, पहले कभी पुराने देखोगे ना 50, 60, 70,
जी सर।
80s के,
जी सर।
कभी माननीय आगे कहीं नहीं होता है, प्रधानमंत्री के द्वारा
प्रधानमंत्री, हाँ।
कर कमलों से हुआ।
No, but then you know let me just add on. But in diplomacy and there you know His Excellency is a prefix correct me if I am wrong
Because he learns the right things
So
when
because-
he joins the service.
yeah, when he joins there
Not now.
you have to have His Excellency
Not now.
or
Okay,
Excellency.
sir. I will take care of it.
And you could have said कि it is given to him. This I think expression is used for the Chief Minister because wherever there is a wrong has been found and following the legal process,
Sir.
this encroachments are being removed. Come on. That's it. Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
All the best.